Hey Vogue Turkey. How did I start my blog? The blog originally started, back in 2004. It's about 6 years ago. I went to Moscow, Russia for a holiday. I spent about, a month and a half in Russia, and Moscow and St. Petersburg. So it really started as a travel journal. I just made a personal diary where I can update my site every day with whatever that's going on, in my travels. I mean, I didn't want to send 200 emails, to 200 people that I know. So what I did, I just made a blog where everybody can just go there. So it really started as a travel diary for me. How did my blog change from a travel diary to a blog? Well, again, from when I got back from my holiday, of course, what am I going to blog about? So I started to talk about myself, what I bought, my shopping habits. And again, I have a huge interest in fashion since I was a child. I mean, I guess I started being interested in fashion since I was like 9 or 10. I remember, borrowing my parents' magazines, my mom's magazines, like Vogue, for example, and really just, read it. I mean, fashion provided me as an escape, it's very inspirational. So I guess really, from the day that I got back from my holiday in Russia, I just really started about blogging about clothes and shopping. So now it's, a full-time fashion blog. Well, I mean, experience definitely comes in handy if you want to talk about something on the internet. But in my case, again, I wouldn't say I have formal experience. I've never went to school for fashion. I've never had a job related to fashion. So, to a degree, I don't really have that experience. But for me, my experience really comes from my interest. My passion. To getting, to know things, especially now on the internet. I like to think I'm informed. I have to be informed. So I have to keep track. For example, I read over 1,200 blogs on my Google Reader. So I have to keep track of everything. I mean, information is good. Personal tips in surviving Fashion Week, really? Oh gosh. Number one, be organized. For me, I travel so much, so I don't really have, I should be more organized, you have to organize, the way your invitation requests, your travel arrangements, where you're going to stay, how you're, because in some venues, for example, here in Milan and in Paris, show venues are from one point to another. It's not like in New York where you have everything under, Bryant Park or Lincoln Center now, or Milk Studio. So each location and each show venue is different from each other. So, you have to, it helps if you have a driver, of course. So that's my number 2 tip. It helps if you have a driver or the phone number of cab companies, because during Fashion Week, you go to a lot of shows, to a lot of parties, to a lot of events. So you really need good transportation. And number 3, I guess, a lot of Red Bull, a lot of coffee, and again, people say, oh, it's Fashion Week. For me, it's not really Fashion Week. It's Fashion Month. You have to do New York, London, Milan, and Paris. So imagine 4 weeks of sleeping 2 hours a day. So I guess for you to be able to survive Fashion Week, you must love what you're doing, and you must love going to the shows and just love it, love the whole experience. Favorite Fashion Week moments, oh my gosh, too many to mention. For me, I've been going to the shows for about 2 years now, and every season there's always a new moment for me. But I guess the most important thing for me is really to be able to see the shows and see a designer's vision up close. For me, I guess one of the most unforgettable ones was when I went to Alexander McQueen's Spring 2010 show. For me, that was it was the only show that really made me almost cry, after going to so many shows, and it's just sad that, that Alexander McQueen died. That was his last show. So I guess I consider myself lucky. So definitely Alexander McQueen, Spring 2010. And then there's also this moment where at the Marc Jacobs after party, when I went there, and I went to his table, and and Marc Jacobs was like, "Oh my God, Brian, welcome to New York," in front of all these cameras, and everybody was clicking away. So, and then of course the Dolce & Gabbana 20th menswear anniversary at Piazza della Scala. For me, it's it's really surreal. Just really, for me, just to be able to meet all of these, creative and talented people in fashion, for me, it's already magical. So I'm honored, to be able to have these moments. Top five models that I like. Well, Natasha Poley. No, I'm kidding. Definitely Natasha Poley is my favorite model. I also love Maria Carla Boscano. I also love Magdalena Frakowiak. I love Abby Lee. And I also like I like Giselle. Team Giselle. Of course, just, she's Giselle. Highs and downs of Milan Fashion Week for men. Gosh. One of the favorite highs has got to be, again, the 20th anniversary of Dolce & Gabbana menswear. For me, we went to, Piazza della Scala. That was totally unforgettable. I met the mayor and a lot of celebrities, Morgan Freeman, Chase Crawford, Monica Bellucci. Yeah, oh, it's funny. What do I think of Anna De La Russa? Well, I mean, Anna's Anna, I'm a big fan of her, and for me, she's definitely one of the people who live and breathe fashion. I mean, she collects so many things. I had the pleasure and I had the honor of going to her house yesterday, and Anna's just an incredible woman. I saw her closet. She has all these socks from the 80s, from the 90s, and she's a great collector. Her closet is definitely a girl's dream. And for me, with Anna, the good thing about her is, she loves fashion and she knows it's a business, but she doesn't really take herself too seriously. She likes to play it up. She likes to make it fun. And, she inspires so many people around the world. So, yeah, definitely I love Anna De La Russa. Wow. Well, it's my first time to see Vogue Turkey, I live in the Philippines, so we don't get this here. I love the cover. I think the cover is really great, she's Jessica Stam, and she's one of the greatest model. But for me, I would have preferred if they actually used, a beautiful Turkish girl rather than getting a foreign model. But I guess, of course, they have to get a star. It's Jessica Stam. It's, one of the stars in modeling, so I think it's good. It's very thick and very heavy. My future plans, I'm not the type of person who makes plans. I'm a very spontaneous person. So for me, I didn't even plan about this blogging thing so who knew I'm going to be in this position now? So future plans for me, I don't really have a lot. I just want to continue my blog. And the more important thing is for me to entertain my readers. So that's my focus.